Most seniors take vitamins because they believe it's the safe thing to do. You open the cabinet, take a few familiar pills, and trust that you're protecting your health. That routine feels responsible. It feels smart. It feels like something you can still control as your body changes. What rarely gets mentioned is that the body doesn't handle vitamins the same way it used to. After 60, the systems that process and clear nutrients slow down. The liver becomes more cautious. The kidneys less efficient. Certain tissues become more sensitive to excess than they once were. Because of that, some vitamins no longer move through the body and exit cleanly. They stay longer. They build up. And over time, they can quietly place stress on the very systems they're meant to support. This is often when small changes begin to show up. Energy fades sooner than expected. Stiffness lingers. Focus comes and goes. Balance doesn't feel as steady as it once did. Most people are told this is just aging. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's the result of habits that no longer fit the body you're living in now. In this video, I'll show you 4 common vitamins that can create hidden risks for seniors, and explain why stopping them may ease more strain than you realize. I'll also share 4 better daily choices that support clarity, stability, and long-term independence as you age. Let's begin with a vitamin almost everyone trusts, one that sounds essential, looks harmless on a label, and becomes a problem when the body can no longer handle it the way it once did. Number 1. Vitamin A. Vitamin A has always had a strong reputation. It's associated with eye health, immune support, and healthy skin. For years, people were told it was essential, especially as they got older. That long history of trust is exactly why vitamin A often goes unquestioned. The concern isn't vitamin A itself, it's the form most supplements use and how the aging body handles it. Many supplements contain vitamin A as retinol or retinol palmitate. This is a pre-formed version the body doesn't regulate well. Unlike water-soluble vitamins that can be flushed out, retinol is fat-soluble. Once absorbed, it tends to stay, stored in the liver and fatty tissue over time. As the body ages, that storage system becomes less forgiving. Processing slows. Clearance becomes less efficient. What once felt like a harmless daily dose may begin to accumulate quietly, especially when taken long-term. The tricky part is how excess vitamin A shows up. The signs are subtle. Dry or irritated skin, brittle hair, occasional dizziness, joint discomfort, fatigue that never fully lifts. Many people assume these changes are just part of aging, never suspecting their supplement routine. Some studies have also linked elevated vitamin A levels in older adults to increased cardiovascular strain, including changes in heart rhythm, particularly when intake remains high over time. In other words, a nutrient taken to support health may begin working against the body when natural regulation weakens. Here's what matters most. You don't need to eliminate vitamin A from your life. You need to stop forcing it into the body in a form that bypasses its built-in controls. When vitamin A comes from food, especially colorful vegetables, the body converts only what it needs. Excess simply isn't absorbed. After 60, nutrition is no longer about adding more. It's about respecting how the body now processes what you give it. And while vitamin A tends to build up quietly, the next supplement creates risk in a different way, by accumulating where it can cause even more strain over time. Number 2. Iron. Iron is often treated like a safety net. Low energy? Take iron. Feeling weak? Add iron. For decades, seniors were taught that iron equals strength, and that belief tends to stick. The issue is that many adults after 60 are no longer iron deficient, and continuing to supplement when the body doesn't need it can quietly create significant strain. What changes with age is simple, but rarely explained. Earlier in life, the body regularly loses iron, which helps keep levels balanced. After 60, that natural loss slows or stops altogether. Iron is no longer leaving the body at the same pace, yet many people keep adding more as if nothing has changed. Unlike nutrients that can be easily flushed out, excess iron gets stored. It accumulates primarily in the liver, the heart, and the pancreas. Over time, this buildup doesn't sit harmlessly. It increases oxidative stress, meaning it accelerates inflammation and cellular wear throughout the body. The problem is how quietly this happens. Iron overload doesn't cause dramatic warning signs. Instead, it shows up as fatigue that never fully improves, joint stiffness, mental fog, or heart rhythms that feel slightly irregular. Most people are told these are normal signs of aging, never realizing iron accumulation may be contributing. Multivitamins often add to the issue. Many formulas still include iron by default, even though a large number of older adults don't need it. When combined with iron-rich foods and fortified products, levels can slowly climb year after year without any clear signal that something is wrong. The takeaway here is straightforward. Iron should never be taken just in case after 60. It should only be used when a true deficiency is confirmed through proper testing. Guessing with iron isn't harmless. It's a long-term gamble with organs that already have less margin for error. Iron reveals an important truth about aging nutrition. What once restored energy can later drain resilience. And the next supplement creates risk in a different way, not by rusting organs, but by sending a mineral to places it was never meant to accumulate. Iron shows how a helpful supplement can become a hidden burden as the body changes. And the next one is even more misleading, because it's taken for strength, but often ends up where it doesn't belong. Number 3. Calcium. Calcium has long been sold to seniors as non-negotiable. Strong bones mean more calcium, and that message has been repeated for decades. Many people take it daily without hesitation, believing they're protecting themselves from fractures and weakness. What often goes unmentioned is how differently calcium behaves in the body after 60, especially when it's taken on its own. Earlier in life, bones absorb calcium efficiently. Hormones help guide it where it belongs. As the body ages, that system becomes less precise. Bone turnover slows, absorption changes, and excess calcium no longer has a clear destination. Instead of strengthening bones, it can remain circulating in the bloodstream. That's where problems begin. Calcium that isn't properly directed doesn't simply disappear. Over time, it can settle in soft tissues, joints, and blood vessel walls. This has been linked to arterial stiffness, joint discomfort, and added cardiovascular strain. Many seniors experience bloating, constipation, aching joints, or persistent fatigue, and never suspect the supplement meant to protect them. The core issue isn't calcium itself, it's taking calcium alone. Calcium is not designed to work in isolation. Without the right partners, the body struggles to place it correctly. Instead of reinforcing bone, excess calcium may accumulate in areas already vulnerable with age. This helps explain why adding more calcium often fails to prevent fractures and may quietly introduce new risks. Calcium from food behaves differently. Absorption is slower and better regulated. The body takes what it needs and leaves the rest behind. Supplements bypass much of that natural control, especially when taken daily without balance. Calcium isn't the enemy. The misunderstanding is, after 60, bone health is about coordination, not accumulation. And that same misunderstanding appears again with the final vitamin on this list, one that feels harmless because it's water-soluble, yet can quietly affect the nervous system over time. 4. Vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 feels harmless. It's water-soluble. It's associated with energy, mood, and nerve support. Many people assume that if some is good, more must be better. That assumption is exactly what puts seniors at risk. B6 behaves differently from most B vitamins. When taken in high doses over long periods, it doesn't always flush out as expected. Instead, it can accumulate in nerve tissue. After 60, the nervous system is already more sensitive and the body clears excess nutrients less efficiently. Over time, repeated high doses can begin working against the very nerves they're meant to support. The problem is how quietly this shows up. The signs are subtle at first: tingling in the hands or feet, numbness, burning sensations, balance that feels slightly off, legs that don't respond as quickly as they used to. Many seniors are told this is just aging or early neuropathy, never realizing the trigger may be hiding in a daily energy or nerve support supplement. What makes this especially concerning is how easy it is to overdo B6. Many supplements contain far more than the body actually needs. Stack a multivitamin with an energy booster or nerve formula, and intake can climb quickly without any clear warning. Unlike a deficiency, excess B6 can take months, sometimes longer, for the nervous system to recover from once symptoms appear. Here's the part most people never hear. Seniors need only small amounts of vitamin B6 to stay healthy. For many, food already provides enough. Taking high doses just in case doesn't protect the nervous system. It slowly strains it. This final vitamin brings the message into focus. After 60, more is no longer safer. The goal isn't stimulation or excess, it's precision. And once these hidden stressors are removed, the body often responds better than people expect. At this point, it's normal to feel uneasy. But this video isn't here to scare you or make you second-guess every choice you've made. Everything you've done was based on the best information you had at the time. What matters now is this: aging doesn't mean your body is failing. It means the rules have changed. When you stop forcing nutrients the body can no longer handle, you remove a surprising amount of stress. And when that stress is gone, the body often begins to stabilize on its own. After 60, the goal isn't more supplements, it's better signals, supporting what weakens with age and easing the load on systems that already work harder than they used to. Now let's turn to the nutrients that actually help the aging body rebuild, stay steady, and remain independent. Number 4. Magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most overlooked nutrients in older adults. It doesn't get flashy headlines, and it's rarely marketed aggressively. Yet low magnesium levels are common after 60, and the symptoms are often mistaken for normal aging. As the body ages, magnesium absorption from food declines. At the same time, many medications commonly used by seniors slowly deplete it. Blood pressure drugs, acid reflux medications, and diuretics can all lower magnesium over time. As a result, even people who eat reasonably well may still fall short without realizing it. Magnesium supports hundreds of processes in the body, but its effects are felt most clearly in how the body settles. It helps maintain steady heart rhythm, allows muscles to relax, supports nerve signaling, and plays an important role in sleep and blood sugar balance. When levels drop, the body sends quiet signals: nighttime leg cramps, restless sleep, lingering fatigue, subtle anxiety or irritability. Many seniors live with these signs for years, assuming they're unavoidable. Restoring magnesium often leads to noticeable changes. Sleep becomes deeper. Muscles cramp less. Energy feels steadier instead of rising and crashing. Balance and coordination may improve as nerve communication becomes smoother. This isn't stimulation, it's restoration. What matters is how magnesium is supported. Poorly absorbed forms do little good and often upset digestion. The goal is gentle, consistent replenishment that the body can actually use. When magnesium is supported properly, it acts like a stabilizer, helping aging systems work together instead of against each other. And once magnesium levels begin to normalize, another common deficiency often becomes easier to recognize. It's one the body can no longer produce efficiently on its own, no matter how healthy your habits are. Number 3. Vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 becomes essential after 60 for a simple reason. The body can no longer produce enough of it on its own. Aging skin generates less vitamin D from sunlight, and most older adults spend less time outdoors than they once did. Even in sunny climates, low levels are common and often overlooked. Vitamin D3 isn't just about bones. It functions more like a hormone, influencing muscle strength, immune response, and brain function. When levels decline, the effects tend to appear quietly. Persistent fatigue, low mood, more frequent illness, muscles that feel weaker or less responsive, balance that doesn't feel as steady. These changes are often dismissed as normal aging. Adequate D3 helps the body absorb calcium properly and supports muscle performance, both of which are critical for staying mobile and independent. It also plays an important role in immune resilience, helping the body respond to stress and recover more efficiently. When vitamin D3 levels improve, many seniors notice better stability, steadier energy, and clearer thinking over time. One challenge is dosage. Most multivitamins contain only small amounts of vitamin D3. These may prevent severe deficiency, but they often aren't enough to support optimal function in older adults. Absorption also depends on consistency and the presence of dietary fat, making regular intake more important than occasional use. Vitamin D3 sets the foundation for everything that follows. When levels are low, other nutrients struggle to do their job effectively. And once D3 is in place, another nutrient becomes especially important because it protects the systems that govern memory, balance, and nerve communication. Number 2, vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is one of the most misunderstood nutrients in older adults. Many seniors assume that if they eat eggs, meat, or dairy, they must be getting enough. After 60, however, intake isn't the main issue. Absorption is. As the body ages, stomach acid naturally declines. That acid is needed to release B12 from food so it can be absorbed. Add common medications like antacids, reflux drugs, or metformin, and absorption drops even further. This is why many older adults become deficient without ever changing their diet. Low B12 doesn't just affect energy. It directly impacts the nervous system and the brain. Memory lapses, brain fog, confusion, tingling or numbness in the hands and feet, legs that feel weak or unsteady. These signs are often dismissed as normal aging, or even mistaken for early cognitive decline, when in many cases the nervous system is simply undernourished. Vitamin B12 plays a central role in nerve protection, red blood cell production, and clear communication between the brain and muscles. When levels are restored, people often notice sharper thinking, steadier balance, and a return of energy that feels calm and sustainable. It's not stimulation, it's clarity. For many seniors, food alone is no longer enough. The form and delivery of B12 matter. Options that bypass the stomach can make a meaningful difference when absorption has declined. The good news is that B12 is generally well tolerated and does not accumulate in the body when used appropriately. Once B12 is supported, the picture begins to come together. Nerves fire more smoothly. Mental clarity improves, and the body becomes better prepared for the final nutrient on this list, one that connects longevity, heart health, and brain function in a powerful way. Number 1, omega-3. If there's one nutrient that strongly influences how the body ages, it's omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These aren't trend supplements. They're structural fats the body uses to build brain tissue, protect blood vessels, and regulate inflammation. After 60, that role becomes increasingly important. Aging gradually shifts the body toward chronic, low-grade inflammation. You don't always feel it directly, but its effects appear everywhere. Stiffer joints, slower recovery, less resilient muscles, blood vessels that lose flexibility, a brain that doesn't feel as sharp as it once did. Omega-3s work at the root of this process by calming inflammation rather than masking symptoms. EPA supports heart rhythm and vascular health, helping blood vessels stay flexible and reducing strain on the cardiovascular system. DHA is a major building block of the brain and nervous system. When levels are adequate, memory, focus, and mood tend to be more stable. Movement feels smoother. Joints are less reactive. Balance improves as nerve communication becomes more efficient. The challenge is that most modern diets don't provide enough omega-3s. Processed foods and common vegetable oils push the body toward inflammatory fats, while intake of fatty fish has steadily declined. Over time, this imbalance accelerates aging instead of supporting resilience. When omega-3 levels are restored, many seniors notice meaningful changes: less stiffness, clearer thinking, steadier energy, better mobility. Not because the body is being pushed harder, but because it finally has the raw materials it needs to repair, protect, and stabilize itself. Omega-3s bring everything together. They support the heart, preserve the brain, protect joints, and help maintain independence. After 60, this isn't about adding another supplement. It's about giving the body a foundation strong enough to carry you forward. One message matters most after watching this video. Aging does not mean your body is failing. It means the rules have changed. Nutrients that once helped can quietly stop working in your favor, while the right ones can restore balance when they're chosen with intention. This isn't about fear or restriction, it's about clarity. Removing what overloads the aging body and supporting what truly weakens with time allows systems to settle instead of constantly compensating. Energy feels steadier. Thinking becomes clearer. Movement feels more reliable. Health starts to feel manageable again. The real takeaway isn't a list of vitamins. It's a shift in thinking. After 60, health is built through precision, not excess. Through balance, not volume. Through understanding how the body changes, rather than fighting those changes. Small decisions, repeated daily, shape how strong and independent the years ahead can be. Take a moment to look at what you're already doing. Question it. Simplify it. Adjust it to match the body you live in today. That shift alone can make a meaningful difference. Share in the comments which part of this video stood out to you, or which habit you're rethinking. Your experiences matter, and they help guide future conversations here. Subscribe for clear, honest discussions about nutrition and health after 60, focused on helping you stay steady, sharp, and in control as the years move forward.